Get a load of this old girl, HJ45, 6 months, 1978. She's an old one and a bloody beauty too. Frank owns this one. It's Frank's third 40 series and he's owned this one for a little while, a bit over a year now, and he's set it up himself for a bit of camping, a bit of beach, done a lot of the work. He's just found a really nice rig. I asked him about the history. Comes from a mate's mate, so we don't know anything about this one, but he has found a nice one. And since it's been in his care, look at the condition of the body. He has painted it himself. He's done some panel work and done the paint himself. Come up a bloody treat. It's this one's actually the more modern HJ47 colour. They call it 464. This colour. This was originally 416. That one's for the purists that want to know about the beiges. Some people call the later one sandy taupe. It's not. So that's a little bit of history on its paint. Under the bonnet is stock O standard H motor. She is bloody beautiful. The old air box, there's still blue paint on the engine. It's just how it was back in 1978, which is really nice to see. Up the front, check out that bull bar. That used to be a 5-poster, and when Frank got it, it was pretty beat up and ugly, so he's modified the bar that's there, put a new hoop on it, and made it the way it is today. So now that houses the Nava spotlights, the halogens. It's got the LED bar under that, and it's got the winch, the Iron Man winch. He's just telling me he's bought a brand new rope for it. It's all plumbed in, and it all works. Underneath he's left it stock. He found a nice one, so he hasn't had to do too many mods. He's just had to tidy it up. He has worked on the back a bit. Now this alloy tray has just the one toolbox on my side, but Frank's put a double setup with a double awning, so you've got the one that we all put on our cars to go out for shade, but he's got one coming back across so he can actually camp and sleep on the deck here with his swag and stay dry. It's got the alloy toolbox, and also just double work lights up here, just so you can set up at night when you're camping and have everything sweet. That's the outside. Let's go and take a look at what's going on in the cab. Check out inside here, mate. This is mint. Look at the seats. The seats are fucking mint. They have not been reupholstered. You can tell they're original. I've seen them before, but these are just so well kept. Everything in here is just well kept. Whoever's owned this has looked after it, and Frank hasn't had to do a great deal. You can see now that I'm inside it, you can see the different colour, the different style of beige on the dash. That's this model's original colour. So Frank's tidied up the outside, just needed a shut door. Pretty plain dash. There's one gauge, there's no UHF, there's no overhead console, there's no fuzzy dice. It is just a basic old HJ45. He has got a bit of a custom console on the ground just to house some stuff, and I might notice there's double layers of carpet and just underlay, because these things get bloody hot. If you've driven one of these on a summer's day and you're touring in it, they get really hot. I had a sneaky look. I peeled up the underlay and saw there's obviously like a fish oil or something in there. There's no rust, so he plans on keeping this for a while. It does go to the beach, so he really wants to look after it. Custom made wooden door cards. Frank's run them on there, and the only, not that it matters, the only fiberglass part on this car is the roof. Otherwise she's riggy-diggy. So just something, this is really period correct. Something 1978 was the last full year of the fuel tank under your bum. This is, if you've never owned one of these before, or you're getting into them, this is really cool. Nice and safe. The fuel tank sat under your ass. It wasn't outside the cab. It was a bit like the Jeep in the day. So it rides inside with you. You don't want any leaks, because it really stinks inside, but 1978 was the last full year. So in 1979 was the switch over, and up the front too, this was the last full year of this round bezel, and that is another thing. Fully ended in 1979 was the switch over, that more modern bezel. She's a pretty stocko, period correct You've got a mirror and a flare that wouldn't have been there in the day. The rest of this looks like it's stepped out of 1978, and this is the type of rig. He gets lots of waves. People offer you money for these things when you're driving them. You're one of the cool kids, Frank. 1978 HJ45.